Have you ever wondered what people believed in at the dawn of civilization? What gods did they worship? And what stories did they tell around the first campfires? Today, we're journeying back in time to explore some of the oldest religions and spiritual traditions known to humanity. This isn't just a history lesson, it's a look into the very soul of our earliest ancestors. Our first stop takes us to ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Around 3500 BCE here, among the Sumerians, we find what many consider the earliest documented religion. Imagine sprawling cities with massive stepped temples called ziggurats, reaching for the heavens. These weren't just buildings, they were the homes of the gods on earth. The Sumerian pantheon was vast, a divine family mirroring human society. At its head was Anu, the god of the heavens, a distant and powerful figure. Then there was Enlil, the god of wind, air, and storms of force of nature, both creative and destructive. Perhaps most famous was Inanna, later known as Ishtar, the goddess of love, beauty, war, and political power. She was a complex and dynamic deity, celebrated in countless hymns and myths, like her famous descent into the underworld. Sumerian religion was deeply integrated into daily life. Priests and priestesses held immense power, acting as intermediaries between humans and the gods. They interpreted omens, performed rituals, and managed the temple's vast wealth. Their beliefs, written on clay tablets in cuneiform, gave us some of the first epic stories, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, which grapples with timeless questions of friendship, loss, and the search for immortality. These ideas didn't just disappear. They echoed through later Mesopotamian cultures like the Akkadians and Babylonians, setting a foundation for religious thought in the ancient world. Next, we traveled to the banks of the Nile, to the majestic world of ancient Egypt, which flourished around 3100 BCE. Egyptian religion is famous for its fascination with the afterlife, its elaborate burial rituals, and its iconic animal-headed gods. For the Egyptians, life on earth was just a prelude to an eternal journey. This belief shaped their entire society. The pharaoh wasn't just a king. He was a divine intermediary, a god on earth, responsible for maintaining Mata, cosmic order of truth, balance, and justice. The Egyptian pantheon was a rich tapestry of gods and goddesses. Tere was Ra, the sun god who sailed across the sky each day and journeyed through the underworld each night, battling forces of chaos. Osiris was the god of the afterlife and resurrection, whose myth of murder and rebirth was central to their beliefs. His wife, Isis, was a powerful goddess of magic and motherhood, who pieced her husband back together. And their son, Horus, the falcon-headed god, represented kingship and the triumph of order over chaos. The journey to the afterlife was a perilous one, detailed in the Book of the Dead. The soul had to pass a series of trials, culminating in the weighing of the heart, where one's heart was weighed against the feather of Mat. If the heart was lighter, the soul was granted eternal life. If not, it was devoured by the monster Amit. This profound focus on morality and a final judgment would influence religious thought for millennia. Now, let's journey east to the Indian subcontinent, where Hinduism, often called Sanatana Dharma or the Eternal Way, has roots stretching back to at least 2000 BC, and possibly even earlier with the Indus Valley civilization. Hinduism is not a single, monolithic religion, but a diverse family of traditions with a shared core of concepts. Unlike many other major religions, it has no single founder. Its oldest sacred texts are the Vedas, a vast collection of hymns, prayers, and philosophical treatises. Written in Sanskrit, the Vedas introduce key concepts like Brahman, the ultimate, unchanging reality that underlies all of existence, and Atman, the individual soul or self. The central idea is that Atman is part of Brahman. The core doctrine is reincarnation, or samsara, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Your actions in this life, your karma, determine your fate in the next. The ultimate goal is moksha, liberation from this cycle, and the reunification of the Atman with Brahman. The Hindu pantheon is famously vast, with millions of gods and goddesses, all considered manifestations of the one supreme reality, Brahman. The most prominent deities form the Trimurti: Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. Vishnu is believed to descend to earth in various avatars, like Rama and Krishna, to restore cosmic order. Hinduism is a living, breathing tradition that has evolved continuously over thousands of years, absorbing and adapting, making it one of the most enduring spiritual paths in human history. Our spiritual journey continues with Zoroastrianism, which emerged in ancient Iran or Persia around 1500 BCE. Though some scholars date it even earlier. This religion is remarkable because it is one of the first to introduce a powerful dualistic worldview that would profoundly influence later Abrahamic faiths like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It was founded by the prophet Zarathustra, at the heart of Zoroastrianism is the belief in one supreme, universal God, Ahura Mazda, the wise Lord. He is the creator of all that is good, true, and light. Opposing Ahura Mazda is Ingramanyu, or Ahriman, the spirit of destruction, darkness, and lies. The entire cosmos is a battlefield between these two opposing forces. Humans are not passive spectators in this cosmic struggle. They are given free will to choose their path. Every good thought, good word, and good deed supports Ahura Mazda and weakens the forces of darkness. This emphasis on personal ethics and moral choice was revolutionary. Zoroastrians believe in a final judgment, the resurrection of the dead, and a paradise for the righteous. Fire is a central symbol in their worship, representing the purity and light of Ahura Mazda. Sacred fires are kept burning continuously in their temples. Though the number of followers has declined over the centuries, Zoroastrianism's innovative ideas about monotheism, dualism, heaven, hell, and final judgment left an indelible mark on the world's religious landscape. Finally, we arrive at Judaism, the oldest of the three great Abrahamic monotheistic religions. Its origins can be traced back nearly 4,000 years to the patriarch Abraham. The foundational belief of Judaism is the belief in one indivisible God who created the universe and who entered into a special covenant or agreement with the Jewish people. According to the Torah, the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, God chose Abraham and his descendants to be his chosen people. In exchange for their faith and obedience to his laws, God promised them the land of Canaan, the Promised Land. A pivotal moment in Jewish history is the Exodus from Egypt, led by the prophet Moses around the 13th century BCE. On Mount Sinai, Moses received the 10 Commandments and the rest of the Torah from God, which became the cornerstone of Jewish law, ethics, and life. Unlike some of the other religions we've discussed, Judaism is deeply intertwined with a sense of peoplehood and a shared history. It's a religion of law, memory, and ritual. Practices like the observance of Shabbat, the weekly day of rest, dietary laws known as kashrut, and yearly festivals commemorating historical events bind the community together. Central to Judaism is the idea of tikkun olam, or repairing the world. The responsibility of humans to act as partners with God in making the world a more just and compassionate place. From the Sumerians, ziggurats, to Judaism's covenant, these ancient faiths laid the very groundwork for how humanity understands its place in the cosmos. They asked the big questions about life, death, and meaning, and their answers still resonate with us today. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through time. If you found this exploration of ancient beliefs as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history and culture. Let me know in the comments which of these ancient traditions you find most intriguing. See you in the next video.